I see you gotta catch people's interest in the first second of a short, so I thought I would just go with that. Otherwise, I just wanted to go in the gas station, get candy for my son, and this guy, when I'm coming out, he's like, give me all your money. I was like, sorry, my ex-wife already thought of that. But at 3M's Carleton Science Building, they do some of the most advanced Carleton science in the world. Pegasus is my nemesis, okay? And I will not stand for it, sit for it, lie down for it, or float in the air. I will float in the air for it. That would be pretty. I'm talking to you, Pegasus. You're my nemesis. And I will hunt you to the ends of the ERF. Yes, there'll be blood in the streets. The rich are going to come at us with drones, with guns, with bombs. Many of us will die. The important thing is not to get caught up in the bloodlust. When it's over, we need to make a more egalitarian, democratic society. One in which everyone who disagrees with us will be bayoneted in the street and then dragged in such a way as to spell, fuck you. This will lead to true democracy. I've got so many ideas, guys. And then in the next scene, he said a bunch more stuff like that. I found it unbecoming. When I was young, I used to look at those little slivers of basement window you see peeking up off the ground. When I was a little kid, I just always wonder about the lives and the rooms behind those windows. Then I got older, my mom showed me how to slither in and find out for myself. The pound symbol was never called a hashtag, you dingbats. It was a hash making whatever word it was associated with into a tag. It's like you're all... Sir, you do realize this is a sentencing hearing. Bitch kept spelling my name wrong isn't a good reason for me to give you less than the maximum recommended sentence. A supposed neophyte supplicant tried to donate my cult a chicken, and I knew it was an eggplant. Oh, cast him out. No more supplicant. They signed a $1 billion contract not to pull this shit. I want to be a chicken. Y'all bitches always wondered what it's like to be food in a freezer. You're about to find out. Take it. This is just one of the experiences you can have if you go into a freezer and just live. Little Jessie was like, Peepop, what happens after we die? I said, little Jessie, what do you think happens to light bulbs after they burn out? They go to the dump. Light bulbs, they don't have to worry about worms crawling through their eyes. It's a bit like, never get a crack. SAG-AFTRA says I'm a bad actor and they give me 0 slaps. They say, come back and I'll slap you. This isn't an audition, it's a bathtub. So stop ditching on your fat club. There's a bigger chance you'll have a fun time if you do that, because I'm done trying. So basically what's happening is the instruments of the patriarchy are working like they're targeting me because they know that I'm like a voice of like seeking to end oppression of women. And so don't look now, but they're kind of following me through this store. And they've got a bunch of like flaming knives and, you know, this stuff that the patriarchy uses to keep voices of dissent at bay. But if you don't see me again, it's probably because I've been chopped up with flaming knives by the patriarchy, just so. Contrary to 2022, it's never Morbin time. Fast food cashiers are right, though. In life, you should always be pulling up to the next window, that next opportunity, that next bag where they forget your fry.
Oh, he's like a human laundry basket made of sheep, you know, and he just sticks his mouth in where it's not wanted, and he says things, the daftest things, you know, he says, like, poultry is a form of crime, you know, and it's like, what do you mean? He's like, chickens never consented, did they? In it? And I'm like, that is one of the daftest things I've heard today, you know, recently. And then he says, why do policemen stab my brain? And I'm like, how many policemen stabbed your brain? He's like, 7. You know, I doubt.
Knock, knock. Biop. Biop to make a biopic about Whitney Houston. Knock, knock. Bathtub. Bathtub Oscars could win an entire slate of Academy Awards. Blah. Knock, knock. Unconscious. I'm just interested to see what this thing is like. Check it out in the movie theater, know what I'm saying? Knock, knock. Drowned. Drown a local theater and check it out for yourself. Blah. There's nothing bad about these mittens. They're good mittens, but they're very bad mintons. What are you saying? You want to play good minton? Adequate mintons beat decent mittens at the game of minton anytime. Drink Armageddon water. It's filled with boats and burn with fire when you sneeze or when you pee or when you eat fire and rain fire and little dots, and the dots turn into sparkles that go into stars, and they burn and they burn and they smell and they smell and they smell nice. They smell nice. They smell nice. Because Impression Land is your land.
I don't know, Mick. I think I got an ice pick stuck in the back of my head.
Oh, gee, Goof, don't talk like that. We're gonna pull that ice pick out and see this through.
I better move over so I don't get hit by a flying ice pick. That would ruin my cow spot.
I always wanted to have spots like a cow. You couldn't have spots like a cow unless a cow spotted you. Oh, Kukaloka, you're one of the kookiest, lokiest little Kukaloko-y birds I ever saw.
You doing okay there, Mick? You don't sound all right.
It's kind of hurt my throat.
Oh, gee, Mickey the Mouse, that's okay. You just need to drink some honey. That just might do the trick, Mick.
Gargle, gargle, gargle. I can do it. I'm Mickey Mouse. I'm Mickey Mouse and I can sing a happy song. And I'll sing it all day long.
Police were eventually able to restrain them.
Hey there, gang, this is Wet Bonerman. I'm just back from the Virgo supercluster, and I've got to tell you, the maximization of utility I saw on display there was stunning.
The swirling cuboid clusters of computers containing synthesized recreations of utter joy is something to behold.
My music teacher is like, just remember, every good boy does fine. I was like, ooh, that's sexist. And she's like, you think? The first one we were going to go with was every great broad definitely fricks. So I met Paul McCartney. I told him how much I appreciated his Rickenbacker bass. And he said, you can play it. You can touch it. I said, I can touch it? And he's like, yeah, it's a fan base. What? What do you mean sucks?
My pa was like, don't you backsass me, boy, so I front-sassed his ass. Ah!
Is that what Michaela said? I told Steven, if you don't shoot her in the face, she's going to tell everyone what you did, and the budget discrepancies will come out. Right? No, he didn't shoot her in the face. He married her. Paw. Hi. Are you...
When you hook the guy in, you gotta act like you're not about to eat him. That's step one. A great new idea for a film script with spy thugs. A group of scientists are laid off from the university, and so they decide to start using their scientific prowess to start hustling people down.
Scientists? You said it was called spy thug.
That's the thing, they don't trust each other. I was told by my commandant to share a few words this afternoon, and that word would be rank discourtesy, because this is what I experience every day. I experience it on the paths that I take, on promenades, and especially whilst walking the driveway. This has got to stop. I don't mind regular discourtesy or rank courtesy. If you have nice smelling discourtesy, okay, that's your right. But if it's rank, that's too... I mean, I only made sergeant before technical sergeant before I retired. But do you have to rub it in my face? Discourtesy?
People always ask me, how can you make a YouTube channel like this when you have such an unkempt appearance in most of your videos? It's like, guys, it's worse than that. I'm actually in the witness protection program. If my handler ever finds out I'm making this channel, I'm screwed. And same with the mom. No one is more pious than Mariah is. Despite her psoriasis and susceptibility to viruses, she's always a shyness example of the nicestness. Go, Mariah! Got like I'm working on a new song. So, pop a little poopin' now, drop a little lookin' now. What's it up your booty now? That's just like the chorus. But thinking.
But if we bake the special cupcake, we might be able to get Sullivan to join in. That's right, Bootsy. And getting Sullivan to join in is key to getting hold of that diamond. Wow, a real diamond crystal.
So I was too old for Pokemon when it came out, and my son's been playing it, and he wanted me to check it out. So he showed me, he was playing, and it was like, your Charmander evolves, and it turned into some other thing. And I was like, what just happened? And he said, oh, my Charmander turned into a Charizard. And I was like, it said it evolved? He's like, yeah. I was like, evolution is a change in gene frequency over time. It is not something that a single organism can just do. I want you to call Nintendo. And he's like, well, this is made by the Pokemon company and licensed by Game Freak. I'm not sure who are the devs and who are the publishers, but Nintendo does take a cut. They are involved. I think they're the parent company. And I was like, son, we're going to stop doing biology lessons and you teach me some business stuff. I went to pick my high school girlfriend up for the dance. And her dad's like, "You're going to take this godless commie?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I like her." This is me, but you know how like a clown is like a person in clown makeup? Had a hard time looking at Billy Joel for decades because to me he looks like a clown in person makeup. And I know that's mean, but I thought it for the longest time. Whoa. He said, "No, child, it isn't that I lay my eggs in the brains of human beings." I shuddered, not wanting to hear what he was going to say next, but knowing I was powerless to stop it. "Your brains are mine. They call me Salt Lake Steven because I lick salt and my name is Greg." "Hobgoblin, have you lost your mind?"
I haven't lost anything. I've gained a true understanding of the world, the universe that you call mortal.
"I don't call the universe mortal, Hobgoblin. Are you on drugs?"
I have taken the drug of wisdom, and it has shown me much, little man.
"Hobgoblin, we went over this. My name is not Little Man. Okay? It's Superhero Jake. If we're going to be mortal enemies, just please don't call me Little Man." I had to hear that for 2 years in middle school.
I'm in the middle of my schooling. The dark powers have shown me universes beyond yours, universes where I can attain total control, and with it, lead an army of demons to destroy your universe.
It's just Superhero Jake is what I want to be called. Okay?
They call me Poopy Legroom. I'll poop right in your legroom. I always smell like egg woomers. They call me Poopy Legroom. Poopy Legroom. Poopy Legroom.
Dating tip from a master: don't piss down your leg, or it turns out, I found it the hard way, your date's leg too early on a first date. Work up to it. This guy's like, "Wow, you're a real aficionado." And I was like, "I'm officially not a what, huh? If you're going to start insulting me, finish the goddamn sentence. I'm not a what, huh?" I only had 2 weeks for that one. But I do have to check in. So I'm clam baking, and then Clemnock Moleculon comes up, and he's like, "Hey, got any clam bakes?" And I'm like, "I'm out of clam bake, Clemnock." And he's like, "Oh, that's true. I wear my watch too tight. Got my crotch too tight. I'm so tight, it barely matters I'm white." No, I'm just kidding. But man, I feel dumb about that watch thing. Funny twist, in England, they actually called their version of the nuclear football the nuclear soccer. So it's like completely back and forth. Now, eagle-eye viewers probably won't know what I'm talking about because the rest of you is probably eagle as well, and they don't have as well developed linguistic centers.
Went to a doctor down in Cambodia. Want to know what I needed, and I told him what's up. I whispered in his ear what I wanted him to do. He looked at me a second, and he was like, "Ew," but he did it. And now I got 3 dicks, yeah, baby, I got 3 dicks. Whip it out, try that, check it out, 3 dicks. Yeah, man, I got the 3 dicks, yeah.
Women characters being in TV shows and movies isn't political. Them not being in TV shows and movies is. Gay characters not being in movies is political. Them being in movies is not. Movies made by minorities and depicting minority characters are not political. Not making them is. Trans people existing aren't political. Making a comedy special you get paid multiple millions of dollars for, where you just insult the most marginalized group with the highest rate of suicide is. Does that make any sense? People existing and not hurting other people aren't political. People trying to stop them are. Brought to you by the Urban Dairy Farmers Association. We're huge. Darwin and Marx were right. We should wipe our ass after we defecate. And write about other stuff too, but key. Remember that.
Please don't America the world. Don't America my yard. Please don't America me too hard.
Oh God, I just got back from church. I drank so much Jesus that I needed to eat a ton of Jesus to soak up all the Jesus. Oh. But when they played the tape backwards, his name wasn't Jacobson anymore. And every file said a different name. Each one said a different name. Then they played the tape forwards again. and his name was Jacobson in all the files. And this was paid. Shut up, she's answering. Hello? Yes? Is this Cecilia? Yes, it is. Cecilia Monterey? Yes. Cecilia Monterey of 492 East Sparkwick Canyon Drive? What is this about? Sorry, wrong number. Do you have Prince Andrew in your can? You should flash it. He's a piece of shit. Hi, I need to get my son, Shit Williams, excused from school. He's got a dentist appointment with his ass. Yeah, that's Shit Williams. He's in Mrs. Clevenger's 5th grade potty bunking class. Yeah, 3 large pepperonis. Listen, could you include a skateboard? Yeah, I can't enjoy pizza unless I'm rolling backwards. Yeah. I just want to let you know that you have won over 400,000 parking tickets that you must pay. And we just thought we'd let our legal team let you know about the impending litigation.
You merely adopted the cringe. I was born into it, molded by it. I was 21 before they invented YouTube, and by the time they did, it was nothing to me but cat videos.
Turning my head makes me look cooler than if I simply look straight to begin with. Why is that? Why is it that a person simply looking sharply as the shot begins gives me the effect of being much cooler than I am?
Whoa, now you're stealing all my blood now, lizard boy. Don't you know it makes me miserable? You're an evil cryptid living in my light bulb, lizard boy.
One of my favorite quotes from the movie version of the first Jurassic Park is when Laura Dern, as Ellie Sattler, remarks that when the T-Rex is chasing them with Malcolm and Muldoon. The reason it works so well, in my opinion, is because that's what anyone would say, you know. I think her performance and the fact that they chose to use some of their maintain the PG-13 language, you know, it's not an F-bomb, it's more of an S firecracker. But I don't know, man. I think of that all the time. She sold it as much as the giant thing rolling after him, if not more. So I want you to think about that when you're being chased by a giant tyrannosaur at 32 miles per hour and there's a fallen log in the way. I want you to think that we're thinking about switching careers, so I'm looking into it and I'm thinking I want to become an entrepreneur. Here they make their own money and I already got a good printer, so hit me up. This whaling joist has been imperial for about 1,000 years. Pimp. You're okay, pimp. My son's like, Dad, why is your face all bloody? And I was like, son, let me give you some wisdom. Don't ever bring a face to a knife fight. But it turned out North Shropshire citizen John Leithelman was a lethal man. Friends describe John as murdery, scary to be friends with, and hard to tolerate. Stunning the beachfront community when he ate those beach goers out back of the beach. In a Little Caesars once, the cashier almost like he was threatening to beat up this incredibly unruly customer. The customer was demanding a number 8 and calling the cashier an idiot for not knowing what he was talking about. There was no number 8. It was an $8 pizza he was asking. Jerry Seinfeld walks into a bar. Quick, this is our chance. I got a bunch of bricklayers. We build an entire just box around it. People come by later. Wasn't there a bar here? There's muffled screams. We're like, not to my recollection. Class, the history of polymers is a history written in the blood of plants. That's why I stuff Crisco up my ass with a broom handle and pray for forgiveness to the crab monsters that lurk below our feet. I only smoke crack for the baking soda. It has a number of marvelous health benefits. This is what's wrong with society, man. We have automated teller machines, but no automated asker machines. We have self-checkout lanes, but no self-check-in lanes. Remember, we have autocomplete, but only you can begin. We have spell check, but not well check. We have smartphones, but not heart homes. We have e-books, but we need hugs. We have unending streaming, but we need some mending healing. You could shop online, but can you hop on Vine? No, because they took it offline years ago. We've got AI, but we forgot how to say hi. We've got VR, but can we see where we are? We got CPUs, but when I read the news, I feel these blues. We've got random access memory. We need to work in tandem as facts disseminate. Put down the GPUs, sleepy dudes. Don't Nintendo Switch when you could offend the rich. Additional computer Booster P crotch rocket. Real name, no gimmicks. I got so mad when in movies they started saying all the time that things were an extinction level event. You know what's an extinction level event? Extinction. Come on, guys. Strunk and white. Omit needless words. They call me 2B Daniels because they don't know my name. Het. They call me 2B and my name's not the same as that. They call me 2B because they don't know my name. Just a little song idea I've had lately. Guys, there's this jar in the basement and the jar is screaming. I put the lid on and the screams got louder. I took it off and they got louder. I put it on, it got louder. I took it outside. It come back in and it's sitting in the door. I put it in 5 boxes. I went out and bought a safe to put it in. I say, boy, can you tell me what day this is?
Why, sir, everyone knows that. It's December 27th. It's Tuesday.
You mean the spirits took 3 days? 3 days! That's too long for a spirit to take! A spirit is supposed to get things done in a single evening. Now, boy, I want you to find a goose as big as yourself and stuff yourself right up its ass!
Little messages on the car screen like vehicle dynamics engaged and stuff, anti-swerve. And so I got one and it said a bunch of bullshit just fucking killed your ass, bro. Sorry. Now I'm a little worried I'm a ghost. Of course, people are worried about it first when their butt falls off, but it's like, look, your butt falls off, your intestines drop out on the ground, they uncoil, just keep walking. And so what? Poop slides out, but it's like a mile behind you. Who cares? Big deal. They said, oh, chats hide fires. I don't think your emo Phillips impression is very good. I said, oh, I don't know. It's pretty good considering I've been dead for 14 years. Oh, in the lemony cove, there's a lemony boy filled with lemony love. Oh, he's my lemon pie. I take a slice and bite it when I wanna bite. Intelico Pure Vision ID helps me reach more prospective clients. That means more bottom line for my company. Make the right choice. No, I'm just kidding. How are you guys? I'm just a little pissed. My dong fell off again. The town of Stumpington Docks might seem like an idyllic beachfront community. And it was, until some disgruntled resident began leaving 65-gallon trash cans filled with albatross semen outside local places of worship, prompting some residents to ask themselves, just who is this bird Gisman anyway? Back to you, Ted. Shit, I mean Bob. Sorry, Bob.
Reports of my life have been greatly exaggerated. I may be lying in the gutter, but I'm staring down into the sewage system. Life is what happens to you while you're busy getting shot in the back in front of your house. Slow roast your wiener.
That's when judging the younger generations for their content choices. Please remember, my 92-year-old grandmother crossed the line of what the fuck is this? I don't understand it. Like 40 years ago. Like TikTok and a Foo Fighters song from when I was 12 are just as incomprehensible to her. So remember, as much as it feels like it to us, we are not always the judges of what is content. We shall not remain so, okay? When you start thinking, I don't get this, that's when you need to shut up and start thinking instead of broadcasting you don't get it. Because no old people get it. That's not news. Good morning. It's recently come to my attention that I'm nowhere near as intelligent as I thought I was my entire life. If you have any information that could lead to the capture of this, there's nothing to capture. Guys, help. If I lived in a red rural state, I'd be way less worried about the existence of trans kids. Way more worried that clearly in 20 years, farming automation will advance so much that corporations are going to try to buy all your farming land and your way of life will end in one generation.
You see, Captain Rogers gone away. Is the bluebird?
Here to stay is the bird of the Lunis.
I want to be the judge and jury, but I don't want to kill anybody. I want to become the judge, jury, and guy who doesn't give a shit.
But you, trifling scum, won't give me the opportunity to take off my executioner hat. Will
I'm frankly outraged. I went in to get a haircut. I said I had to look sharp because I had a business meeting. They showed me the mirror at the end. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What am I supposed to cut with this? And they're like, you say you want to look sharp? I'm like, it's a meeting for Hatchet Industries. Can you tell me how long you've been seeing Clowny?
I've seen Clowny off and on for the last 13 years. It gets worse in 4-year cycles.
What do you remember about the last time you saw Clowny?
Clowny ate my face and sank his tentacles deep into my brain, where he lodged his eggs inside my spinal column. I'm now a host to the next wave of depredation.
Shit, bro, we're gonna have you live cremated. That should solve the Clowny egg problem. Thank you very much for your time.
Sorry it had to end this way.
This is why we must avoid the Clowny. He's very bad for your brain and for your spinal column. Avoid this being at all costs. He is allergic to fire and water, so spray him with the fire hydrant while you shit all over with a smoke detector. You'll be like, nah. Everyone's wishing a coworker happy birthday on the chat, and I'm just thinking, like, find him adequate. I was aware that he was born at some point. I'm not really that big of a jerk. But that was just how I felt on the inside. I didn't tell him this. My wife's like, I think you vape too much Delta 8 all day long. And I'm like, how much is too much? And she's like, how much you vape? And I said, how much what? What are you talking about? And she's like, hope scrap bobbing out babbelow. Hope scrap bobbing no. Hope scrap bobbing out babbelow. Thief coming at you with a handgun, stab them with the new bayonet-equipped foot gun. They'll never see it coming. Unless you be like, check this out first, but that's up to you. It's your bayonet-equipped foot gun.
Look, I know things are bad, but I swear to you, by the Firmincule of Nomencular, that we will defeat the Magamemnon pig people and save the world of Orchaklemditar forever!
Excuse me, sir, but I'm afraid I must point out, before we charge into battle, that we are currently parties of a treaty with the Magamemnon pig people, precluding us from acts of violence.
Kill that guy. Onward! Little guy's got a point, Sarge. What are we gonna do against these giant pig people? They'll stomp us into the ground.
God. If they will stomp us into the ground, then we will stab their feet as we die. Do you understand? This is our time to take a stand for whatever I said the name of this planet or country or planet was.
Well, in that case, we'll do it. Pig people, attack! Pig people, attack!
I was in a 42 cow pileup. Best sex of my life.
That's Bippy Bo Blow for sure. Those are just carcass flecks, fuzzy guy.
I'm not sure I can handle this kind of sexual tension. I did not know that. I did not. Never left a comment once in my life where I wasn't either thinking whatever it was cool or it made me mad. So when people leave a comment that says, who cares? It's like, I never sat around and leave a comment like, uninteresting. I don't care about this. When I was 4, my mother said, did you eat that cookie without asking? And I said, I didn't eat that cookie. I stopped it. And she said, stopped it from what? And I said, exactly. We don't know. It had the potential to do anything. It could have been key in some Nazi plot to overthrow our Western way of life. And then she said, well, isn't it true that it might have gone on to be key to some plot to defeat Nazism? And I said, it's possible, but it's incredibly unlikely, Mother. She chained me in the closet for 14 years and bashed some sense into me. So now everything's waffles fine. Waffles? Why do you ask? Waffles.
Nobody can kill nobody. Nobody can kill me. Nobody can come in. Nobody knows I'm here. No one can find me. No one can find me to come in. No one can find me to come in. Nobody knows.
Australian stereotypes are so reverse sexist. How come they never throw another shrimp on the Ken doll? Answer me that, matriarchy. I've developed an important new theoretical framework. There you see, it can be hung either portrait
Hola.
I know people have gone on Tucker Carlson like as a prank and like tricked him into thinking they were a real thing. But has anyone ever gone on there and said something and then when he goes, they just go back to him and it's like forever until they cut it off? I mean, come on, it's so easy. I'm thinking this song is probably a really good one. It goes, gambling in the night time, I'm gambling in the night time, I'm gambling in the night time, I'm gambling in the night time. Well, the sky is dark and I am gambling 'cause I like to gamble. I take these cards and tell somebody that I can predict their angle. And they say that that will be a bet I have to place. So I take the money out, buy it safekeeping by my waist. And I gamble with the money. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. At the end of the occasion, I got the gambling blues. 'Cause I'm gambling in the night time. I'm gambling in the night time. Oh, I'm gambling in the night time. Gambling in the night time. Ooh. You know, this song just came to me while I was working. And I'm doing so much better than the other guy that's working, and I bet he's not thinking of any of these songs. It's like, how much lamer can you be? Poor guy. I mean, I'm mad he doesn't do work, but still. Gotta admit, this is a new one. A student in one of my online college classes said that they couldn't turn in their essay because they just found out they were pregnant with the Messiah. We'll wait and see. I don't want to take a stand on this issue for about 33 years.
I hereby renounce my legacy as the preeminent pamphleteer of all time. I shall henceforth merely be known as Squiddy Ed. Don't ask, okay?
We spend our whole adult lives paying for walls, but they don't pay us back until we're dead. The memories of us that live trapped between them are not for the living. The implacable anonymity of identification numbers got you down? Don't worry, a solution is incoming, and this time, it's personal. 7432. Man, that feels like me. The new personal identification number from Savings and Loan. It's a really good idea. I can't believe no one thought of this before. Like, I was just seeing my Aunt Shirley, and I was like, you got any money? And then she was like, no. And then I told her about this idea, and she's like, I can't believe anyone thought of it. And I'm like, I know. And then I'm like, what's that over there? And then I ran. And my God, wasn't even home. Anyway, this time, it's personal. Next time, it'll be like, hopefully it'll be this way from now, like now on. I'm a simple snail, drain my blood, you will fail. I'm stuffed your brain in the pan. Just brain shooting some storm ideas for this weather we're having. It's getting stormy. Real stormy. I'm sick of this crap. Sick of it. I don't know anymore. No. Is that the sort of thing you meant? I can honestly say that if someone gave me the choice between watching the 2 Avatar movies, being able to take bathroom breaks whenever I wanted, and being done, or just working for 8 hours for the day, even though working is longer, I would rather, for the same amount of money, I'd rather work. I'm here to protest the slaughter of you guys. You fuck with me. Doesn't need to happen. I'm protesting it. Stelch Frecklers is now just Stelch. He's going mononymous with this shit. So look for the Stelch Bomber in stores north of here in the back. You have to ask for it. Cold, unrelenting genre of music insert. Take 17. All right, let's go. There's a really pretty poor down on Peepop Street, and when I'm crawling through the sewer, like to lick on her feet. Hi there. When I'm not busy working, singing instructional songs about dick shaving to young Asian ladies aboard luxury Nicaraguan yachts, I'm concerned about my family's financial future. That's why I use Done Last Insurance. Because you done last forever. Shouldn't your family's financial security? Trust me, when it comes to dying, we just about all do it. Shouldn't you make a shitload of money that you can't benefit from? Think about it. Because this opportunity, it done last. God, I got so mad at this guy. He was like, last night, he was like, on this day in 1954, did you know that? And I was like, you idiot, it's 2022. He's like, yeah, but I mean on this day when it was 1954. And I was like, how could it have been today? Look, I shouldn't have to humiliate myself just to shit my pants on live TV, okay? It's not very easy killing your entire family. Once you get the first one, the others get kind of clued in. I'm so frustrated right now. I just went to the police station to sign up for probation. And they're like, okay, who's your probation officer? And I was like, I don't have any of that. I'm new. And they're like, okay, so what's your court case? I'm like, I'm not in trouble. I just think probation would keep me on the straight and narrow. And they're like, get out. And I'm like, hey guys, so I'm a little worried. My 9-year-old son's got really into The Simpsons, which is cool. You know, I was into stuff when I was 9 and he's watched all the episodes. My problem is this. I think I'm starting to get like a serious crush on Marge. Have you ever said, I don't have a racist bone in my body? And you probably have a racist brain in your head. You guys are supposed to come in when, guys, really want to listen to a song by an internet band and read this book by someone no one's ever heard of, but the creators didn't explicitly tell me to feel free to check it out, and nobody mentioned whether it was available now. So I don't know what to do. Introducing the new Rock and Roll Hall of Fame signature series dried urine collectible. Now you can rectally parachute the dried urine of some of your favorite stars, like the Greasy Guy from the Doobie Brothers, Steely or Dan, Just Oates. It's become an unanalyzed cliche to say that things are a masterclass of deception or this was a masterclass of subtle racism. What they mean is a pathetically obvious example. You know, this is not a masterclass of a cat trying to get my attention. It's a cat trying to get my... If you're like me, you made your parents buy you an S-video connector cable to your Super Nintendo because you wanted the definition that came from separating the chrominance and luminance channels. If you're not like me, you're like, what? And I'm like, ugh. You're the dog. You ever tried to pray to the god? He gads, he's a toughie. It reminds me of Colonel Potter on that show MASH, except without, you know, in real life, drunkenly beating his wife well into his 90s. Just a tough dude all around. Praying. See how there's a ghost in my glasses? That's gonna be you if you don't fucking justify. This Christmas season with my family, I'm reminded of what the great Thomas Edison once said. He said, ha ha ha, no one will believe you, you're nobody, and I'm the great Thomas Edison. I've stolen everything I've ever invented, and people love me.
That is when Federal Jim knew something was wrong. The poor accounting practices that he had witnessed had now crossed a line between mere miscreancy into malfeasance and fraud. He would now begin to look more closely at the accounting transactions that passed on his desk. He would look at them and see if there was something inherently wrong with the way that the account was being accounted for. What was accounting for this accounting was in a mere accounting so true relationship to the world.
See, we're what you call voluntarily friendless or volmets, like a voluntary hermit. We're not mad because it's our own choice. And we're not angry because we're not celibate. So it works out. It works out. When bigoted right-wing people are saying, I thought the left was supposed to be tolerant. Tolerant isn't something anyone on the left has said since like the early 90s, okay? We don't give a shit. I don't tolerate you. If I could hit a button and every bigoted person would become not a bigot, I'd hit that button. But if there were an easier button, I hit every button and every bigoted person just ceased existing. I could hit that button and have a normal Tuesday the next day. Beep, beep, beep. I'd hit it 9 times and then I'd start singing Beatles songs. I don't tolerate you at all. I just don't want to go to prison because you suck. It'd be a lot easier for me if you stopped sucking. But get this idea that the left is supposed to be tolerant of bigots out of your mind. I never said that. No one ever said that. I want to smash them. I want to pave over them and then know that every time I back out of my driveway, I'm running over dead bigots. You know, I don't tolerate you, and I don't want to. I recently published a paper in my hard drive on the topic, and it turns out that you're actually quite wrong and quite stupid. So you can cite that the next time you wipe your asshole.
It was a diphthong homicide. Oi, oi.
I do till the poop pop out of my drawers and I shove it up a lion's ass till it roars. Something to remember when trifling with me. Pig fricker, piddle swapper, dookie licking dummy lover.
You know that last one hurt.
In the words of the immortal Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens himself. Hello. I'm sure he said it. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo, even in places there weren't cows. MacDonald had a very peculiar farm, it seems. Good news for the citizens of New York's 3rd District. I'm running for the special election to replace your current representative that's probably only weeks away. I'm a hardworking farmer astronaut. For over 4,000 years, I've been not only providing food to starving people, but inventing. When I tried to stop starvation, my father said, son, that'll never work. And I don't respect you. And I said, Father, you just don't understand the people of this great 3rd District of New York. And he said, son and daughter, you're right. Thank you for inventing the toaster and for solving the Cold War. People of the 3rd District of New York, you've made it very clear that what you want is the truth, which is why I'm throwing submarines at our political opponents with my bare hands. You know, cute puppies and cats? That was me. That was mine. You know the whole parting of the Red Sea thing? It was actually blue before I parted it. It turned red with the blood of my enemies, okay? Did you know Steve Jobs stole all my ideas? So did John Lennon. John Lennon shot me, 3rd District. I need your vote. Goat! 3 cheers for Scott! You're doing a great job, Scott. Yeah, at some point I just sort of grew up and realized shoving Mariah Carey's money up Instagram influencers' cooches, that didn't make me a dad. I could try and be a good dad to the kids I have, so I'm getting a vasectomy. How about you, Nick Cannon? Your turn. We all agree that humans are dead after we're alive. But whether we're dead before we're alive is a matter of some philosophical debate. I believe that we are, and it wasn't that bad, was it? I didn't sit around 20 billion years hoping my mom liked my dad, and it'll be cool after we're dead again. My ex-girlfriend, she was one of those Circle du Soleil gals. Now I was always more Square de Lune guy, so we didn't see eye to eye on geometric shapes or luminous celestial bodies. Walter Peckin, my crime is I forked a pigeon. Just what it sounds like, Your Honor. Tallahassee is not a pigeon consent city. I'm surprised I have to be reminding you of the law, Your Honor. Boing, boing, kangaroo court. Kangaroo court. Hey guys, I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm sorry I didn't make more videos yesterday, but sadly my phone did die. We got a call at 2 a.m. last night. We up, not sleeping, wondering where it was. The state trooper told us it was traveling southbound in a northbound lane, 75 miles an hour over the speed limit. It didn't have a chance. Blood alcohol content. They said it was 0. Not because there was no alcohol in the phone, mind you, but because there was no blood. It was just an alcohol. So this is a dark time. My family would appreciate our privacy in space. So if we ever get to space, please give us privacy. We worked hard for that space station, and now we're grieving the loss of a phone. So, why did the bicycle cross the road? It was piloted by a bicyclist who wished so to do. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. Thank you. It was just an observation. Are you interested in moving vertically but don't wish to sacrifice horizontal progress for it? You've come to the right place. Introducing stairs, a linear relationship between your horizontal and vertical movements. And they're quite dangerous for drunk people and children. We don't need to be www.calm. We need to be why.angry. If you want to regain your youth, you'll have to go to the island of Piggy Bay. There you'll meet a young locksmith named Schumschneid or some made-up bullshit that sounds fake. He'll give you a magical eye. Look, I'm not the showy kind of person. I certainly don't collect it to show off. But I do have the largest in the entire world private collection of my living cells that I know of. And I'm very proud of it. My New Year's resolution for 2023, it's very simple. It's going to be very hard to follow. Every day and then every interaction, I want to remind myself, don't treat every woman like they're my therapist. Don't treat every woman like they're my therapist.
Oh, now you're stealing all my blood now, little boy. Don't you know it makes me miserable? You're the evil cryptid living in my life, boy.
I know everyone on this island has a role on this island. So maybe what we need to do is get eyes in the sky so we can get high in the sky. So we can roll with our role.